welcome to virtual American Sign Language Storytime. Again, you're here with Miss Sammy and Miss Lakin. It's tough to remember how to spell your own name. And last week for Storytime, we read Mr. Tiger Goes Wild, and we learned 3 signs. So those were friend, and tiger, and city. All sorts of little houses lined up. This week, we're going to be reading Grandpa Green. And this book is by Lane Smith. And we give our thanks to Roaring Brook Press for letting us read that today. So we're going to learn 3 more signs for you to use with this story. So our first sign is Grandpa. And we learned Father a few weeks ago, where you tap your palm on your forehead. But for Grandpa, you take this sign and you kind of bounce it off your forehead. Kind of think about like your dad, but then an older generation. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so, perfect. So because we are learning Grandpa, we're also going to learn Grandma, which is not in the story, but we thought grandmas deserve some love too.
It's fair.
It's fair. The fair thing. Justice.
And so for that, it's the same as mom.
Mm-hmm.
So it's around your mouth, and then you do.
You bounce. Nice job. So Grandpa, Grandma, and then our third word is stories. So it's kind of like pulling taffy. You take your middle finger and your thumb, that's what this finger is called, your middle finger and your thumb, and you kind of pull at an angle.
Same as like picking something up. That's the kind of motion.
Yeah. You tell a story.
And we're going to share.
And we're going to share a story. So that works out really nicely. So we're going to jump into Grandpa Green. Take a look out for your signs. As always, I kind of read over to the side so that you can pay attention to Lakin. She's the real star of all this. And so I'll read, and then I'll show you the pictures. Ooh, sorry. At the end. Sound good? Okay, let's go. Grandpa Green. He was born a really long time ago. Crying baby topiary? Is that what that word is?
Yeah.
Okay. Before computers, or cell phones, or television. Man, that'd be really hard right now. And the story is in a beautiful garden. He grew up on a farm with pigs and corn and carrots. And there's some fun bunnies in this picture. Bunnies on a carrot topiary. And there were eggs from chickens. In 4th grade, he got chicken pox. These were not from the chickens. You can see there's a topiary with little red spots. You'll see in a second. He had to stay home from school. So he read stories about secret gardens and about wizards and a little engine that could. In middle school, he stole his first kiss. And after high school, he had wishes to study horticulture. But he went to a world war instead. He met his future wife in a little cafe. A little cafe in France, potentially Paris, based on the Eiffel Tower. And when the war was over, they were married. This looks like a fancy tree cake. Looks delicious. They had many happy years together, and they never, ever fought. At least when you hear him say it. Nice heart, signifying their love. And they had kids, and way more grandkids, and great-grandkids. Like me. Look at all these people, tree people. But here, we see our narrator. Yeah, he's telling the story. Do you have a big family? How many people are in your family? Because maybe you've got a mom and a dad. Maybe you've got a grandma. Maybe you've got more than one dad. Maybe you've got brothers or sisters or cousins. What else is in a family?
Aunts, uncles.
Aunts and uncles.
Stepchildren.
Yeah.
Who knows? Many.
Tell us who's in your family. We want to know. We like families. So Grandpa, he used to remember everything. Ooh, dropping the book. Be bad. See our little person? It's kind of blown out. Now he's pretty old. Like this big old knotty tree. And he sometimes forgets things. Like his favorite floppy straw hat.
Lift on the elephant.
Yes. Forgot his hat here on the tree, on the elephant tree. Elephant topiary, if we want to get specific. It's fun having you spell topiary. But the important stuff, here our narrator is with the hat. He's bringing it to Grandpa.
He's bringing all the things.
All the gardening things that have been forgotten across the pages. Ooh. The garden helps Grandpa remember that. This is a really big page.
Yeah.
That was a big page. We needed 4 hands. The end.
Oh yeah, go close.
A topiary of Grandpa. So beautiful. So thank you for joining us for that story. This was Grandpa Green. And who remembers our signs? The first one is in the title, and that's Grandpa. We also learned Grandma, for fairness sake. Sorry, I'm like falling off the video. And we also learned stories. Amazing! Thank you for joining us this week, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!